This is an introduction to what I'd imagine would be a very long series reviewing the Quran. This is the book of the Muslims, and we're going to go through every chapter by chapter, verse by verse. I'm going to start from obviously chapter 1 and get to all the way to 114 right there. So we're going to read through and look at the contradictions, mistakes and fallacies that are contained within this book, and there are many. There are so many. And we're going to try and understand and demystify the Quran, because here in the West we have no idea what we're dealing with here. None of the politicians, none of the news channels know what they're talking about. They present an idea that Islam is a religion of peace and the Quran is this, holy, mystical book that contains something amorphous that we just cannot grasp here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is it's not true. There's nothing really mysterious or magical about this book. It's really skin deep and quite stupid, really. But we don't know that. We've never been taught that, and we can't really trust the politicians, the news channels. We can't trust the Muslim apologists because, well, they lie. They lie to cover up the stupidity and the shame and the evil that is contained within this book. And a lot of, we're going to use various translations that we have available to us in English. The reason we're going to do that is because, well, they don't agree with each other. One translation can say one thing and skip out a word, and another translation might say a completely different thing and add a word or change a word. So we're going to use what we can. Also, we're going to use some of this Google translators here, or maybe some other external translators, to get a better understanding of what this all means. We're also going to use the tafsirs or exegesis from the Islamic sources, such as we've got Al-Jalalain here, we've got some Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet, we've got some Asbab al-Nuzul, all very tasty, very cool. And somewhere here, there we go, we've got a bit of Ibn Kathir as well. So all of that's very useful. On top of that, we've got Sunnah.com, and we're going to use the hadiths or the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, the speeches, which have been recorded over the years. Somebody overheard him say this, and then he told that to another guy, and another guy told to another guy, and another guy recorded it, and we got the hadiths. The hadiths, they come in 3 or 4 different categories. There's Sahih, which means accepted. Then there's Hasan, which means good, and there's Da'if, which means weak, and then there's rejected hadiths. So Muslims like to play this game of, this hadith is weak, it's not accepted. We decided that it's no longer, it's too shameful for us to have that. So we're going to pretend it's weak, and we're going to decide that we no longer accept it. It's a religion of, well, it's a cult really, a cult of Da'if and Sahih. They like to play that game. What else are we going to do? We're going to cross-reference the Quran with the Bible and other religious texts, and try to get an idea of where this concept of Islam being an Abrahamic religion came from, because it's not Abrahamic. It's again one of the sort of fallacies that we are told by Muslim scholars and Muslim apologists. But as we go through the hadiths and the Quran and the tafsirs, we're going to realize that there's nothing Abrahamic about this religion. And finally, we're going to have a look at the chronological order of the Quran, because we quickly realize that what we're presented with here in the book, this order, this isn't the order that the Quran has been revealed. Somebody has changed the order. Somebody put this book into the state it's in by, whatever decree. I mean, they would say decree of Allah, but yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So let's begin. What is the Quran? Well, it translates as recitations, a collection of recitations, and it's the word of God, Allah, which Muhammad has received. Muhammad, the supposed prophet, Muhammad has received in let's say 7th century, something like that. Yeah. How it happened? He was meditating, praying, fasting in the cave of Hira, and he got visited by, well, Muslims like to say it was an angel, Angel Gabriel or Jibril, but you know, we'll we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So he was groped by a force in a cave, and this force, after groping him, has started revealing him these recitations, which make up this book. And the first recitation he received was actually number 96, the clot. This is what he supposedly Muhammad heard in the cave from Jibril when he was groping him. And then came various other chapters. They've been revealed to Muhammad over many years, and then they've been, after his death, they've been put together into a book, which is the Quran. And then on top of that, obviously, we have the hadiths, the sayings, which accompany the Quran. So they're called the Sunnah. So this is the sort of the lifestyle and the traditions of the Prophet. So you got the Sunni Muslims; they are the ones who follow the Sunnah of the Prophet as well as the Quran. Then you got the Shia, which are more sort of monarchists. They believe in Ali, who was related to Muhammad, and there's a lot of disagreements between the two of them. They've got their own hadiths, and they don't consider Sunni to be Muslims, and Muslims don't consider, or Sunnis don't consider Shias to be Muslims, and it's all a massive mess. And can we really call these chapters? Well, they're not really chapters as such. What these surahs, as they call them, what these surahs are, they're like songs. So the Quran is meant to be sung. When you recite it, you're supposed to sing it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, it's like that. It rhymes. There is a rhythm to it, which is also kind of a downfall of the Quran as well. But we'll get to that as well. So what these are? You can call them songs. You can call them poems. Somebody referred to them as rap songs, which is a good sort of good explanations for what they are, because they rhyme, and you think, oh wow, that's cool, it rhymes, it must be from God. But what is the substance? Once you get into the substance of it, it's very similar to rap songs, to this sort of narcissistic, I have loads of money, bitches and hoes, fast cars, gold. It's the substance is that. And somehow our Muslim friends found a way to extract spirituality out of it, because it comes with a lot of strict rules. Particularly, we have chapter 4 here, which starts to lay down the law, the Sharia law, which is where Sharia law comes from, is obviously from the Quran and the interpretations of it. And there's a lot of rules, prayers, and just a crazy worldview, just a mad religion, which we will explore in this series. So that's probably enough for the introduction, and we'll move on to chapter 1, Al-Fatiha, the opener. See you soon.